Hello and welcome everybody back to some more Assetto Corsa Competizione. Little known fact, Competizione is Italian for barbecue meat lovers, a garlic bread and a large Coke. It is absolutely fantastic to have you back. And here I am, it's just you got all me at the moment. I'm going to switch over to the game, don't panic. Big welcome to everybody in the chat, especially Kogan. Have a look at that guy's logo. Have a look at his symbol. He's the first member I've had to reach 12 months. He's got the special 1 year logo. Looks a little bit like a German flag. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to let that get in the way. It's a big yellow number 1 in the middle of it. It is fantastic. It's an absolute pleasure to be joined by Kogan and all of you. So huge thank you to Kogan and everybody else. 1 year anniversary. Fantastic. We are, of course, playing Assetto Corsa Competizione. Now, if you saw my stream last week, you will have heard me really having a bit of a look at the game, letting you know how it feels in terms of, how the cars feel, the physics feel, the tyre model. Obviously, I think I mentioned it last week that I thought there were some changes that need to be had. Now, we've had a huge update 1.0.7, if I've got that right, and it is the huge update to which I was referring to. There are so many changes. I'm going to go through all of them, but before I do that, I'm going to welcome, as is quite often the case, the big man, Ryan, from Ryan Lee Graphics. Mate, are you there? Hello. It's a pleasure to be joined by you. Welcome to everyone else in the chat, by the way, not just Kogan, obviously. All of the members, the VIPs are there. Pioska, I can see Aussie Mike. TG Babes, who else have we got there? Hey, Aches? How do you say A-A-E-X? I guess it's like Aaron, you just ignore the second A. So Aches, I guess. It is going well, guys. It is going well. But yeah, pleasure to have you. We're going to have a bit of a look at the game now. I'm going to go through before we actually have a look at the game. I'm quickly going to go through this massive update, Ryan. I don't know if you've had a look yourself at all. When I say it's a massive update, I've prepared some paperwork, and this is the patch notes. I'm going to show you these patch notes. I'm not going to read them all out. There is a few I've highlighted. I want to read a few of them out with you to let you know just how massive these changes are. I really think it's going to be a game changer. It's going to make some huge differences to the way the game feels. And as long as they're all positive, then I'm very, very excited to try all of this. So here are the patch notes. You can see if apparently my hands are drier than the Sahara Desert. 4 pages of notes. That is how big this update is. Now, I'm not going to read them all out. Obviously, if you type in Assetto Corsa 1.0.7 changelog into Google, you can have a full read of everything yourself. But let me go through some of the key points, Ryan. Feel free to chime in if you think one is particularly good. These are the ones that really stood out for me. So, first of all, we've got CPU optimization on the game thread, resulting in less CPU usage with AI. Now, if you've played the previous Assetto Corsa and this one as well, you'll know that there can be a few issues with your CPU getting pretty clogged up, working very heavily, especially in the AI races, more so than online. So that is a really, really, really good sign. That is just one of the general things.
And I think there's no secret about the fact that this is quite an intensive game on the old computer. You can't really run a potato on here, as I found out.
You can't. You actually can't. I mean, for reference, if you're not aware, Ryan did have a GTX 960, so not the worst card in the world. It pretty much didn't handle this game very well. So look, I do understand that this game is not overly accessible to a lot of people, especially a lot of my subscribers. I get it. A lot of you don't have PC, you're mainly on console or whatever. But, enjoy this for the game that it is. And we're still going to have the same bants and everything, and hopefully you can enjoy the racing. And I'd really like to make Assetto Corsa Competizione a bit more of a permanent fixture on my channel. Not saying I'm going to go away from Gran Turismo totally. I'm not, but anyway, moving on to these patch notes. The other one that I thought was really interesting was a mid-session saving has been re-enabled. So that's pretty cool, especially for for any weekend that you're doing in the game. You can actually save at mid-session, which I think is pretty cool. Heaps of changes to the saves, lots of fixed bugs and stuff as well. I'll skip down audio, I'll skip controllers. Although if you are a mouse steerer, first of all, good luck to you. Second of all, they have looked after you a little bit here in the patch. UI and HUD. Added save game window in the main menu to load save games. it doesn't sound like much. It's a very, very simple quality of life change. There's a few quality of life changes they've added into the game, and that's a no-brainer. It sounds great. That's page one, so I've only read a couple of these out. Car previews now reliably load in high-res textures in preview screens. That's a pretty big deal because, again, even if you've watched, and I've got a GTX 1070, even if you've seen my streams before, when we're having a look at the cars, picking which car you want to do, when you first go to it, they kind of load in half a dozen pixels and then they'll slowly get better. That has apparently been fixed. So again, quality of life thing, but it's very noticeable. It's just something that makes your game look a lot better. So good on them there.
The half a dozen pixels is all that stayed for my 960. That was like all I ever saw.
Yeah. So you never got those high-res load-ins and stuff like that? Yeah. Okay, so that is something that might have changed for your old card as well.
Potentially, yeah.
Now, they've added the option to scale race HUD widgets, which is something that actually already existed in Assetto Corsa, the original game, and that is the widgets you've got up on the screen as you're racing. You can actually now scale them. You can change the size of them and stuff like that. Quality of life, very, very good. Some people don't like the big intrusive widgets all over the screen. You can now scale them back, so that's a really cool feature. You're reading the chat, Piosco, not listening to the stream. Okay, well, you're going to miss out on a fair bit of stuff here, but you will see your poster. It's not a real poster, it's just a fake. It's a cheap wannabe rip-off, but it's great to have it hanging in the background until I get a real one. Right, moving on. Added save replay and save highlights as configurable controls. So the saving will have 1 minute cooldown before allowing it again. That's another cool feature. The replay HUD now allows camera cycling during free camera. Again, for someone like me as a creator, but anyone who likes to watch replays, being able to just easily with the HUD change the camera cycling during the free camera, I think that's a good feature as well. I'm happy to see. And disabled the ideal line during replay. So if you run an ideal line in the game that used to show up in your replay, that has now been removed. Very good. They've added the Helicam and onboard cameras to the broadcasting app as well. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, there is a separate app you can download for a broadcast option, which is great, again, for content creators like me. If we were going to watch some races, there's that app. And adding in a couple of things. Helicams, okay, whatever, but the onboard cameras is essential, so it's great to have added that. Now, again, that whole page of patches I've only read a couple out. We'll move on. Fix the wrong visual representation of wet surfaces introduced in 1.0.6. So that again is a very big thing. To have the wrong visual representation of wet surfaces means that you're going to adjust the way you drive when you hit those surfaces, and because it's inaccurate to what's actually going on the track, that's not good. So that has been fixed, which is excellent. Having a JD and Coke, Cozza. I am on the beers, just having a sneaky beer before the start of the stream. Coffee at 12 and beer after. Now, getting onto the physics. This is one chunk I'm going to read out a little bit more of. You can see on my page of notes there that there is a fair chunk of it highlighted in yellow. So I won't pause too long unless you've got something right. But these are all awesome things, and they're massive. They're game-changing. So, new 5 collision points tyre model. Tyres now climb gradually over curbs, bumps, both in lateral and longitudinal motion. Completely eliminates that rail curb effect that we got, and that was very, very noticeable. Curbs have always been a bit of a no-no in this game. Greatly improved behaviour over all kind of curbs, improved precision, improved bumps, absorption, which is amazing. Tyre model improvements to better handle high load peak situations in high rolling resistant peaks. Tyre model now simulates lowering of profile while the tyre flexes. So ride heights will actually be lower during the turns. That is something that will have an effect on aero. It'll have an effect if you bottom out. So again, it's realistic. It's awesome. Good on them. Tweaks to the tyre model rolling resistance model. So fix the speed sensitive RR variations. And that's pretty much the tyres now out of the way. Amazing changes. Can't wait to try it. New traction control operation. Traction control now simulates a 2-step operation, acting on engine ignition timing, lowering the power, and if that's not enough, cutting ignition altogether as before, which is how TC used to act. But now there's like a 2-stage, which means if it doesn't need to be as aggressive, it won't be. That's great. I did say last stream, actually, how aggressive and how invasive the TC could be. I think that's going to fix a lot of that problem. And it just says new traction control logic. TC now takes into account the yaw acceleration, simulating gyroscopic sensors as in real cars. As a result, even if the slide or slip of the tyres is not enough, sudden yaw acceleration, fast rotation of the car, will activate the traction control to save the car from spinning. So that's another huge change that you will literally feel in the car. As I go down a little bit, tweaks for all circuits, asphalt, abrasivity, and tyre wear influence. So again, they've changed the way the track interacts with the tyres, which is going to change the feel of the cars altogether. And then they've just got tyre wear tweaks as a pretty general thing. So they've really focused on things like the curbs, things like the track abrasiveness, and the way the tyres grip it and do everything. That's sort of the bulk physics part. Under the multiplayer and ratings, improved race weekend simulation to deliver a more gradual grip difference for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, that's just simulating real life. That's exactly what happens in real life. Sunday, come race time, there's a hell of a lot more grip out, provided it's a dry race weekend, than there would have been on Friday. That's now being simulated. That's awesome. And out of the whole last page, I've only got one note, which is server performance and timing improved massively. So that's going to be very hard to test. I didn't have a hell of a lot of problems with multiplayer servers in terms of the performance, but there were little things like, for example, we noticed heavily last week as somebody joined the server, there was a big lag spike, and you could see that out on the track. Like it paused for a second, and then your car's not stopping; it just does on your screen. So that could be a huge fix to that. That's all I'm going to go through with the changelog. So many notes to go through there. That is just a handful of the ones I think are going to make massive differences. If I can move that.
All those fine employees over at Kunos.
Yeah, right. Classes in session, kids. Yeah, here's the changelog. So it's not all of it, but it's a sample of the best stuff, I think.
I had absolutely nothing to do with that upload, by the way.
No, you did not. So, with that in mind, we've probably had enough time staring at me, my dog bed, and
your fancy number wall
close to your screen. My fancy number wall, which is not that fancy. That's a height chart for my twins. But anyway, let's flick over to the actual game. That's what you're all here to see. And now I'm small and far more palatable on the eyeball, I would suggest.
Yeah.
The rear end's a bit slippery, aka AP. Well, we're going to try out, to the best of my ability, a lot of those patch notes. And we're going to be able to do that through the multiplayer. So there's a few changes as well with the screens, how things work. You can see save games right there. That's what they were talking about. That's great. If you've got a session half saved, little quality of life improvement. You don't have to go digging to find that. It's right there on the front screen.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how that goes, because obviously there's endurance racing in this, so you can do 6-hour races and stuff like that. I do believe you can actually do a 24-hour race. So if you're doing a 24-hour race on your own and you just want to come and do 3 hours and save it, then come back and do 3 more hours or whatever, then that means it's going to be much easier rather than sitting there thinking, how am I going to do a 24-hour race?
Correct. It's the good old days. You can legitimately do a 24-hour race over 4 nights, 5 nights, however long you want to do it for. You don't miss out. There's driver changes, driver synths. That was all discussed in the patch notes as well. They've improved all kinds of stuff. The race will actually figure out accurately and to spec, as in real life, how long the driver stint is allowed to be. And there's warnings on the screen to let you know when that happens and stuff. So heaps of changes and improvements there. If you like endurance racing, the AI is already quite good in this game. That is a real genuine option for people wanting to do that now, which is awesome.
Yeah. I went out just before just to make sure that all the buttons worked and the sound and everything was good, and just to test everything to make sure it was all sweet. Did a couple of laps, and it's very different to what I'm used to. Running everything on like either low or mid just to sort of get it to work.
Suddenly be smooth for you now.
Everything is epic and it's amazing.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to try and find some servers to log into. Hopefully there's a couple around. The local area games, I'm actually just going to type the word local in. So if you're in Australia, the local area games Australia lag have permanent servers up, I believe. So you should be able to find some, which is great. I'm not going to go back into sort of what I think of the online side of the game. I just want to focus on the really good things that they seem to have added here, and we're going to do that by finding a server. I'd like to go to a track I know, so I can focus less on learning the track and more on, more on the cars itself. Actually, I need to go back, don't I, and swap cars. So I was in the Jag last time, and you see how instantly it loads up. Wow, I mean the AMG probably took half a second, but you can see pretty quickly that things loaded up. So what car haven't I used for a while? They're all going to feel so different anyway. I'm pretty keen for the big boy Bentley. Give that a bit of a run. That's the 2018 one. There's a 2019 one in this, isn't there?
Yeah, there should be.
Because I'd like to start with the Bentley and then we'll try some of the other cars out later. But you can see how much more quickly those graphics are loading. Perhaps they're not immediate. Or is 2018 the latest one, Ryan?
Oh, 2018 would be, yeah. The 2015 is the old one.
Yeah, that's right. And we got M Sports only. Entry number 7 or entry number 8. Ryan, which one am I going? I think 7's a fancy because it's got the green bit around the grille.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, that's...
Or the 24-hour one.
It's...
And 7's a good number. Server list, local. If we can't get too many people in the server, hopefully, Ryan, we should be able to both jump in. And there's some of the other guys like AP and maybe Corsa and that'll join as well.
With a bit of luck.
Does Ryan sound clearer today on his new PC with his new sound card, Tej? Ryan is very sensual in my ears. He's actually turning me off, turning me on with the sound of his voice. I don't want to sound weird, Ryan, but a little bit hard. Just a bit.
Yeah,
hard.
no new mic, just same mic, new sound card, which all comes with new computer.
And it sounds so much better. Mine is the crappy sound card, which you had. So I will add that to the list of things to buy. I'll probably buy an external sound card, I reckon. Right, now where do you want to go? Where's the track that we know and we don't have to think about? I'm thinking something like Brands Hatch, Barcelona. There's a couple of endurance. That's right, the Lag Boy set up after last week's stream a couple of 1-hour endurance races as well, which is cool, especially if we can get some decent lobbies in there. So they got some Brands Hatch. They got the Nürburgring. Paul Ricard don't know well enough. Mazzano's okay, but again, or Spa. Hungaroring I don't know that well. I'm thinking either Spa, Nürburgring, which I'd rather not, Brands Hatch or Barcelona. What do you reckon, Ryan? What are you feeling? There's movement in the pantaloons. They're up, yes, okay? All hail Rhino's new sound card.
It's all the new computer, not just the sound card. It's all amazing.
Yeah. What do you feel
I feel like Monza, but you don't like Monza.
I feel like Monza? No, that's right.
You know
Monza's
Monza.
Fine. I know Monza well enough. I'm not saying I love it.
No, we all know that's...
it's rain. I didn't even think about that. I'll come back to Monza. I forgot to check the weather.
How do you tell?
I will come back because I do want to test the rain.
How do you tell what weather it is?
Go.
Well, it was on the intro screen on the way, and it actually doesn't look like it is wet here, so I might go out and spin a lap. I'm wondering if the race is going to be... if the race is actually going to be wet, but let's find out. Let's go and do some driving. So setup... Safe preset as I always do. So again, that's another thing to bear in mind. I'm only using stock setups here. I'm not adding my own, and you're going to make any car far more drivable if you create your own setup, which I'm not doing. So
I mean, if you want to take the time, yep, no worries. But it's not high on the list of things to do.
It's not. I'm going to turn the traction control down to 4. That's where I found a pretty nice balance last week. Of course, things could feel totally different now, but that's what I'm going to do. Let's go out and have a go in the big fatty boy Bentley. Now, if I scroll around, how do I... Okay, there's obviously shortcut keys to make the widgets a bit smaller. I don't have time to look into that now, so we'll forget about that for now. I'll put on my, and I'm going to steal a quote here, but I'm going to put on my virginity protection gloves. They're only motocross gloves, so, you know, it's not that sad. No Monsters well enough. Miss brakes on turn 1. Teach, only if you're in front of me, or if... Was it AP? I think it was AP last week that I...
AP be the one, yeah.
Liked kissing, yeah. Gotcha, Corsa. So all servers have a 10% weather randomness. I also saw a huge section of those patch notes, or not huge, but a decent section for the development side of things, or the server side, admin side. So feel free, Corsa, if you've learnt some stuff from that particular side that's made life a bit easier, to share with that. I still didn't engage my clutch. Ooh. Pit limiter is on. Force feedback feels a bit different, but let's see how we go. I forgot to change my shoes. I'm going to have to change my shoes. Currently racing in Ugg boots. I know Monza really well. There's the turn 1 miss for you. I did that for you, Tej. Hope you enjoyed it. Still looks and sounds freaking amazing. Even the little camera in the middle of the car of the Bentley looks quite cool. We'll take it easy while I get a feel for the car. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, she's got... I mean, cold tyres,
Cold tyres, mate, come on.
Cold tyres. Cold tyres. And I really, really need to change my shoes as well. Actually, I'm going to go back to pits and do it right now.
You may as well.
It's the one thing I did forget. Stop in the middle of the track. Like the responsible driver I am. Let me remove these horrendous Ugg boots and put my shoes on. Is there an actual reason for using gloves? Mark, the reason I started using them was because I was getting calluses on the inside of my thumb from racing. And calluses are fine, but I'd just rather not have them. They're not exactly painful, but I'd rather not have calluses. So as soon as I started wearing gloves, and I just dug out the motocross gloves, or the dirt bike gloves, it's fine. No more calluses.
Gripping it too tight, mate.
Did you get any notifications from YouTube about me? No, Tej. When was that? I mean, if it was overnight, I have been meaning to look into what's going on there. So this is an online lobby. Yep. So what you see here, I sped in pit lane. What you're seeing here, Kogan, my 1-year legend, is an online lobby with varying pings as well. I'm going to actually sook out and put TCS straight 5. It feels better with shoes on. You have upgraded... Oh, to Supreme Overlord Bantition. I did not see that, TJ. I apologise. Thank you very much, my friend. This weekend will be... I'm making a couple of videos. One of which is the July member update. I know. I should probably just make the August member update straight after it. Yeah, that is so awesome. Thank you, TJ, for becoming a Supreme Overlord Bantition. You pretty much... I'm being real hesitant on the curbs. Let's start deliberately. Yeah, the curbs feel good. Already, I can tell you it's an improvement. G'day, Oz. How are you, mate? Welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody who has come along for a watch. I'm a little bit excited today. to try out this huge host of changes. And if anybody comes in asking sort of what the big changes are, tell them to rewind the stream, because I went through all of my favourite patch notes at the very beginning. I was just playing the original Assetto on PS4, had forgotten how good it feels. It really does, and this feels even better. Okay, let's just start breaking between 200 and 150. Okay, it's too early. Cut the July update. Make it two something. But the big Bontley feels alright, guys. But I think I'm also going to make just a little channel update. And not to have a whinge about shit, just a channel update to let you guys know what's going on. Because I have noticed that a lot of people's channel updates are quite often a bit of an opportunity to have a bit of a whinge and a sook about shit and say why they don't like stuff and how they're changing everything. I just want to do a channel update to let you guys know what sort of stuff is coming out. So that's going to be for everyone. That's not just the member update. That is going to be... I am considering turning the graphics down slightly. I'd love to know what my actual frame rate is. Any idea if this will release on PS4? I don't. I have absolutely no idea. I have no connection with the guys at QNOS Studios. I would imagine at this stage their answer would still be a firm no. They're still working on the PC version of it, hence this massive update. Also unsure if the PS4 has enough hardware in it to handle a game like this, so it may be one of those things that that they would consider on the next console. I don't know. I'm just speculating and guessing. Okay, that was too late that time. I'd say it's unlikely, Ranger, but again, we're just speculating. We don't know. I have no more information than you guys do. And, I didn't think the original Assetto Corsa had come to PS4, and they made that happen, so who knows?
That did take about 7 years, though.
It took a long time, and that's why I sort of think, in all likeliness, if I was to have an educated guess, I'd say they'd be looking more so at something like a PS5 release. And that's okay. That means you console plebs, no, just joking, you console guys will be able to benefit from us PC dudes testing everything for you, getting the game right. That's what they did with the first Assetto Corsa. By the time they released it on console, on PC at least, it was in a pretty good state. I have to start concentrating on my braking markers a bit more because I'm getting every one of them wrong. Boy, that was a big... Someone joined the lobby. That was a big lag there. We've got a few people in the lobby, which is good. Nice to see. We want some full lobbies. Still just getting a bit of a feel for tyres. The curbs, straight away, I can tell you now, they are far and away better. Undoubtedly very improved on what they were. Let's have faith. Exactly right. Right, so that's right on 150. And that's probably about right. PS5 Pro maybe can handle such a thing. Mate, I reckon a normal PS5 would handle this fine. They may have to tweak the graphics to look in a certain way, or they would have to, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't handle it, at least in 1080p. Oh, it's too deep.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track.
Would be cool. I love this. Absolutely, Mart. And that's why, even though, as I say, I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my subscribers don't currently have access to this game, which is a shame. But it's worth keeping an eye on it and its progress and how it's going. And, you know, I just enjoy driving it. In terms of GT3 cars, yeah, this may well be your best option, even over iRacing. Probably one of the big differentiating factors between iRacing and Assetto Corsa Competizione, I'd say, was the tyre model. And so far, Ryan, colour me impressed.
Yeah.
How are you finding it so far?
Yeah, it's going alright.
Yep. Righto, let's have another crack at a lap. Console peasants. All hail Prince Charles. That's it, Willem. But I'm a console peasant too. I'm actually just not a PC Master Race elitist is all. I just enjoy playing games. And if that happens to be on console, then so be it. If it's on PC, then so be it. We got up on the sausage.
That's what she did.
That's what she did. Does she ride the sausage as poorly as the Bentley, though? That's the question. Does again ride on the 150 mark. Feels alright. Bit fast. I think it's second gear for that. I think third gear is probably a bit low. We'll go back to second for this one. I've got to get out of my head to not cut curves here. Normally I just want to stay off them, but it's handling them fine. Yeah, no, they feel good. Wow. Fixed. Simple as that. This feels great. I wish I was at a track I liked.
It's good practice, mate.
If you are new around here, I've never really been the biggest fan of Monza. This wide. Topic for member update, maybe. Is Ryan in the same lobby? Yes, I believe he is. Right, so right on 150. Back to first. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Little squirt in between. Hard on the gas. Got traction control on 5. No dramas there. Once I get used to the feel of it, I might go back to 4th. Flat through this corner, which has probably got a name. And I'm going to go right on the 150 here again. Bang. First gear feels good. Hard on the throttle out. This is better. We'll go back to second this time. Actually a little bit too slow in the end. Right, so wait for the 50. Back to second. Take a bit of curb now that the car handles it. That is fantastic. Is Ryan riding sausages? Mate, what Ryan does in his spare time is up to Ryan. Fighting it, keeping it flat on the throttle though. As long as I stay off those big sausage curbs. It feels good. So this is the end of qualifying, which was practice as well for me. Where do I brake here? Before the 50. Third, it's a bit deep. I'll go back to second to pull it up. Nah. Lap invalidated. Damn, that was a good lap too. So I almost got all of my braking markers right leading into the race. But we've got 12 people in the lobby, which I believe, and maybe Corsa could correct me here, but I believe 12 is the maximum he's set for the lobbies.
Yeah, it's full. I've got a mate that was just trying to join, and he said it's full.
What do you mean you got a mate?
Yeah, I know.
I'm your mate, and I'm in
It's
here.
true.
You don't have any other mates, do you?
Look, it's not likely.
Just an associate, someone you know.
Somebody I know.
Qualifying over, is this lap even counting?
Probably not.
Yeah, I think I'm just in the wait time. But I'll charge on just in case.
If your timer is red, then it won't count.
Timer's... Oh, there we go. Yeah, no. So, I didn't actually post a... I did post a time, but it was a shit time. It was 52.9. That's fine. That's fine. Alrighty. Lobby size is based on how high I set the safety rating. Really? So, how do you get... What's the maximum amount of cars you can have in a lobby?
Well, this is ridiculous to sit here for 30 seconds whilst our tyres go cold.
Yeah, good one. Good one, Corsa. Don't forget that. Yeah, don't forget, if you are enjoying the stream and you're enjoying this game, leave a like. Let me know. Let Kunos know. Get some exposure on this game. Let them know that you're liking what you're seeing. And let them know you want it on the console. Put the demands in. 0 track medals, 10 SA requirements give me 12 slots. 3 medals and 100 SA gives you 30. Wow, okay. Interesting way of doing it, but alright. God, look out. I have Maldonado in front of me, and I have no reason to believe that that's not Pasta himself. What else would he be doing on a Tuesday morning in Europe? But playing Assetto Corsa Competizione. 30 would be awesome. 30's a good sized field. There we go, we are away. Everybody brace for turn 1 at Monza. This is going to be an absolute cluster. I'm side by side, 3 wide currently. Coming up to the 4th. I'm going to stay to the inside, try and get my braking right. Oh, someone has already given me a helping hand off the track. And now we all just pedestrian through here. Oh, someone's already gone around next to me. People are off the track. Absolute chaos. Bedlam. Wow. What a thing that was. Are you Lee, Ryan?
Yes.
So that's you in the Audi in front of me. Nice. Let's get him, boys. Let's get the big Bontley. That's a cheeky spot to try and overtake. Can we go too wide through the chicane?
Oh.
Sort of, you bounce over the curbs. Now, I didn't make contact with you then on my screen. Did I on yours?
Collision with both cars. Yes, you did.
See, I didn't get any warning. On my screen, that was no collision. I got no... I apologise, first of all. But nothing on my screen popped up to say I hit you then, and it certainly didn't look or feel like I hit you.
Well,
on my screen, it was the perfect over and under run.
You're just lucky that I felt like driving out the back by myself today.
That's okay, I'm coming back to join you. Car got sideways then, which is a bit odd. What's my... I had TCS on 4. Okay, I've gone back to 5 now. It's alright, I'm learning by doing. Oh, read the chat instead of... Don't read the chat, I mean, instead of watching the track. Well, I do apologise, Ryan. It didn't look like I hit you. I think Ryan also knocked you off the track in the first braking zone also. So maybe it was a leftover collision warning from that.
Well, there was a lot of things happening at the start.
There was a lot of things happening. Right, I am back to 5th, which is not too bad, considering my off track. Feels bad for you though. perhaps a little bit gentle into the braking area. A little bit of oversteer to fight. Enjoy riding that curb, which I can do now. AstroTurf's a bit slippery on the outside though. Compromise my run. Gonna be a sitting duck here. He did choose not to go around me though. Perhaps he knows my reputation. Oh, don't hit that curb on the inside. Someone goes around in front of me. Much, much better run from the Mercedes on the inside. I brake much later than him. Can I hold him around the outside? It's going to be a hell of a manoeuvre if I can do it. He's got a better run, side by side. He's got the best run onto the straight. We're going to hold this. He'll have the line coming into the corner. There he rolls out of it early. And I will just claim the corner. So I'm currently fourth. I've got past a Maldonado in front of me up ahead. Crashed a Maldonado. Again, probably a little bit too gentle on the entry there. Starting to nail that corner though. Yes, Ranger. Where's Mojo? He inspired me for that move on Ryan. But, Ryan, watch the replay.
Oh, mate, I don't even care enough to watch the replay.
Okay, can I hold it fairly flat through here? Yes. See if I can get a bit of a suck job off Maldonado. He's going to go defensive. I have to go to the outside. If I want this, I'm going to do it the hard way. On the throttle hard. Side by side. I've nearly done him around the outside there. Have I got a better run on the straight? I think I actually have. Yes, I have. And he actually chooses to tuck back in behind me. Will he go? It is Maldonado. Will he go the dive? Yes, he will. Oh, and he goes straight to. He's just got it a little bit wrong. Slight contact. Nothing untoward.
Whoa, that curb's huge.
Yeah, a couple of them, mate. You snag them and you know about it.
So the braking's not as good offline, which is nice and realistic.
It is. Once you get out on the rubbish. Again, a little bit too gentle on the entry to that corner.
Oh no!
He's gone around.
I was going...
And how did I hit you that time, Ryan?
Well,
Riddle me that.
your voice put me off.
I get that a lot. It's not as sexy and sensual as your voice tonight, though. Your voice is touching me in that special place.
No, I was behind AP and caught up to him, but I'd like gone slower through that first chicane, second chicane than what I normally do. So like I didn't have the pace that I normally did. So when I put the foot on the accelerator, I just spun.
Oh.
So that wasn't nice.
So I couldn't quite go around the outside that time round, but I've managed to over and under. I'm on the inside line, up the inside if I don't get my braking marker wrong here. Can I pull it up for the corner? Yes, I can. Successful overtake, boys. No contact. That's got me up to third. I am 7.4 seconds behind Vamos. Unlikely to catch him. I'm not good. The big Bentley's not good through the chicane. Oh, that's a sketchy spot to overtake. There's nothing I can do but leave the door open. I've actually managed to hold that around the outside anyway. Oh, that corner I've been getting so right, I just got so wrong. Ryan sounds like in-game commentary. How good does Ryan sound? Oh, you don't want to hit the sausages. That's shocking through there. And that will give him the easy run. The sitting duck here, there's a whole line of traffic. Brake later for the third lap in a row. I have to hold this outside line. Side by side again. I'd love to go through the Parabolica all by myself just once. And preferably not at the back. Bentley's got the grunt in a straight line though. I braked as late as I could. It was too deep. Oh, that's the horrible way. And I have to yield there. I just went in too deep, bounced through every curb the track has to offer.
Jeez, it's tricky wrapping your head around the way these cars drive again.
I actually really enjoy it, and I'm taking to the car. The Bentley was always pretty tricky for me to drive.
I guess I am driving the Audi. It's a car that I've never really driven before.
Yeah, and it is obviously that different engine location. Because you're quite often in the Aston here, aren't you?
I just thought I'd try something different.
Oh, and he runs me off the track. He's got his braking marker wrong. I left all the room on the inside, and I got a safety rating penalty for that. You hate to see it. I still have sick children. It sounds like one of them might be up and about. As the Mercedes car, that thing has got some very serious mumbo. See how we go here. So it's back to fourth. I missed my apex then. Actually got the braking marker right. Is Luca about? I'm not sure, Tej. I haven't seen him. But yeah, oh, I shouldn't hit that curb on the inside. The Bentley is a car that I have struggled with in the past. And I've taken to it quite well, even around Monza, which I'm not a huge fan of, and I'm not particularly good here either. Yeah, I've come in too hot then. Probably a little bit of tyre wear as well. See if I can catch back up to these two. 6 minutes remaining of the race. Oh, I've braked too late then. I was looking at the clock, not where I was going. Negotiated that okay though. Hold the inside line here and make. Who's Manson again? Is that AP?
No, that's Corsa.
That's Corsa. I'll make Corsa go the long way around. I was lucky I didn't outright lose that position to him. After absolutely missing the braking marker. Oh, I followed old QI. Why have I done that? I watched his braking marker break then and it was too late. So I am dropping back slowly. Need to regather. Still just trying to listen to how my daughter is going. Hopefully she's okay. I do have a wife here to check on them, by the way. I'm not just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to play this.
YOLO. Should be right.
Can't hear anything. So we might be okay. I'll go out and check after this race. See if I can do anything about Corsa. My SA, my safety rating's up to 47. I think I started the race at 30, so... Still a good race. Yeah, it's not too bad, actually, Kogan. I agree with that. And keep it together. Just narrow that gap a bit. 3 minutes to go. Someone has speared off. Oh, that's... Was that for position or was that lapped? No, that was for position. That's actually made up to 4th now. Oh, that was Vamos. Q. I got that one wrong. So if I can catch Corsa, it is for a podium. Did you notice, guys, I adjusted the camera a little bit as well? So you guys can see the steering wheel. Thought it might be nice to actually see the steering wheel work I do. I've got it wrong again. Slightly too late. Oof, that was a warning. I didn't get that last time, but that's probably because it's the second time I've done that now. 2 minutes to go and I've just given up another second or so. Well, there is chaos and mayhem on the track there. Someone has exploded the braking marker sign. And the dog bed, yeah. That's where she has to sleep when the wife's not at home. Otherwise she just barks.
Okay, you need to do something final lap now. Give it all you can.
So final lap, I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything about. You never know. I was 1.1 seconds behind him, now 0.6. If I have a hell of a last lap, you just never know what's going to happen. I got on the throttle and had to get back off it again, which has ruined my run out of the parabolic down the front straight. Hip hip hooray, I make turn one and actually make up room as well on Corsa. Down to just half a second. Is there anything I can do about him? Maybe the Parabolica is going to be the spot. The Bentley seems pretty nice actually through the fast corners. It's down to 0.3. Staring at that magnificent pink livery. And it is oh so pink. Trying to break the slipstream now.
Leader has finished the race.
I've got the entry to that all wrong. And this as well. I needed a good run out of there. I've not really got it. So I'm going to have a hell of a run through the Parabolica to try and get the slipstream. On the throttle too hard. I think I got the line okay. The traction control just cut in as the fireworks. Is that fireworks raining over front straight?
Right, mate, race is over. Good job. You did the best you could. Take it easy, deep lap.
Those Italian flares look pretty cool, the smoke. Oh well, good race. Congratulations to all. Fourth was the best I could do. Through my own fault, my own mistakes. Couple of cut corners. Damn, Monza. Damn it all to hell. Made you go around the outside. I was going up high and I was going to cut in, but I just mashed the throttle too hard. Pink livery though. Oh, absolutely. Bentley sounds fantastic, Aussie Mike. 100%. Right, let me go and check on my family, and I'll be right back.
Green light, give it all you can.
So my guess is that we'll jump out because we won't be doing Monza again. AP wants brands, but that's just because he's been doing 1,000 laps there. AP, I was catching you. Going by the time, I was about 1.5 seconds quicker, but I just needed a couple more laps. Didn't mind the Audi. It's the first time I've actually run the Audi. I don't normally use mid-engine cars. Don't mind the Porsche, but yeah, generally, as Charlie said, I'm in something like an Aston or a Bentley or a Mercedes. Do usually favour the front front end drive, front engine, rear drive. Oh, we won't be doing Monza again, Kogan.
Alright, I am back. Apologies for that. Quick break in transmission. Now, how did you go that race, Ryan? What did you think of the car? What did you think
Yeah,
of
well, as I was just saying, then on the... I don't normally drive the mid-engine cars.
Yep.
So it was different, but I didn't mind it. The Audi was actually not too bad.
Oh, nice. Nice. Right, let's go find another track and try another car.
I was catching AP.
Nice. Oh, yes, you were catching hard. Brands. Oh, yes, please. Let's do Brands Hatch. Love me some Brands Hatch.
He wants Brands Hatch because he's been doing 1,000 laps there, just flat out.
So basically, he knows he's going to go and ruffle stompers. Well, I mean, not beer. It's obviously lemon cordial.
Electrolytes.
Electrolytes. Oh, I haven't tried the McLaren in this game, I don't think. I might give it a run. Let's go the 188 car. The 24-hour 188 car. That's a pretty funky looking scheme.
Yeah, I might change cars.
Is the M8 in this race? No. M8 is a GTE car. Now, did I see somewhere there's like Porsche Cup cars in this game?
There is a Cup car, yeah. The only reason why there's a Cup car is because it was a class in the the Spa 24 hour.
Yes. Local. Okay, so what did we say? Brands Hatch. There's already 3 people in there awaiting. Let's go and do it. I'm actually a rubbish driver. Who's that? Me? Or Ryan? Fresh brew. Lemon squash. Fresh lemon squash, yes. AP never wins against you. Well, imagine how badly Ryan and I are going to go learning stuff. Right, so set up. Let's just go the safe preset again. TC on 5 was about right. I'll leave ABS where it was. Excuse me. All right. For legal reasons, it's it's generic ginger beer, non-alcoholic. You're gonna get chopped here, boys. I doubt that. Look at him calling his big game. If he's been doing 1,000 laps here, and he's sitting there going, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get chopped." Oh, Jesus. That was a bit flighty, and I forgot to put pit limiter on. Wow, straight away, this car feels very different from the Bentley. Cold tyres, cold brakes, cold tyres. Feels different in the force feedback. Very, very different.
Yeah, it actually, like I've jumped into the Aston and this feels heavy in the front, like it's dragging around.
I'll have to readjust my brain to how this McLaren feels. I can tell you straight away, even on cold tyres, it's very different from the Bentley. Which is a good thing. They shouldn't feel exactly the same.
What is going on here?
Just mowing the grass a bit. Wow. Wow. Okay. Some brake bites. I might just roll that forward a bit if I can. Set it to, we'll go 60.2. Plus also Brands Hatch feels a little bit different. We just did a race here, or I just did a race here on Gran Turismo not long ago. And one of the hardest things you do is when you jump from game to game. Get used to one game. Might actually be able to turn TCS down here and try and tighten that front, because it's a little bit understeery in the front compared to the Bentley, which I can't believe I'm saying out loud. Yeah, no, traction control on 4 is spot on. On the Bentley, it was quite taily. Oh, that's wide. Just saved it. Actually went wide in the braking zone. Clean the tyres off. Try and start another fly up. You really feel the undulation so much more than something like Gran Turismo. Maybe because I'm normally on the roof cam in Gran Turismo and being on board. Oh, that was...
Detected. We've got some light damage on the front of the car.
Let's go back to the pits, I think. That went badly. How is this game's offline mode? I haven't really tested it, so I don't want to pass judgment until I've done a lot of testing. I found the AI to be quite good, and that was pre this big update patch. I don't think they actually made any changes. There was no specified changes to how AI drove, I don't think, so it was in a pretty good place. But it certainly sounds good. Especially because there is 24-hour options. You can save mid race, I believe.
Well, it says mid-session, so one would assume that that's mid-race.
We'll have to test that. I might do I might make a video and do an offline race rather than do it live, because if I can. When I'm live, I may as well jump on and do some multiplayer stuff with everyone. Content-wise, well, it is the Blancpain. I mean, it's the official Blancpain game, so you kind of got to compare it more to something like Formula 1 franchise, the F1 games. In the Formula 1 franchise, you basically get each track from the season. You get each car from the season, and that's about all you get. And that's very much the same with this. You get each track from the Blancpain series, each car, each team, and that's what you get. So you can look up the actual real life Blancpain series and decide if you think that's enough content. A little bit more non-alcoholic ginger beer. The important thing for me, if there's a takeaway from Assetto Corsa Competizione so far, is I'm enjoying racing it. And isn't that what we're all here for?
Yeah.
I am yet to find the perfect simulator. None of them are perfect. They all have their pros and cons, but this has got a lot of pros. And this new tyre update, struggling to find a bad thing to say about it. The track surface feels good. The curves feel good. What doesn't improve my driving any, unfortunately. The tyre model feels good. The game looks great. It sounds amazing. It's ticking a lot of boxes. As I did mention last week, something that, in my opinion, was a downside. No point in going back through that stuff. I just want to focus on what we've got here in front of me. And it is good. If you have a PC, I would definitely consider trying this game, if nothing else. And if you don't have a PC and you can't get this game, kick back with your old mate Roscoe and Ryan and enjoy watching some. Enjoy me spinning Ryan at every opportunity. Didn't quite get my line right there. I'm not enjoying this car as much as the Bentley, I will say that.
Geez, at this point, I'm even saying that I prefer the Audi over this Aston.
Yeah. It's funny, different strokes for different folks. I mean, you see it in other games as well. Some cars suit certain drivers. The Bentley probably suits me more than this car does, but... I used to love the Audi, but the thing is, when you change the physics of the game and the way the cars feel and handle, you're going to massively change thoughts and opinions. I wasn't a huge fan of the Bentley before this update. Now I really enjoyed that. Damn, it looks good. I like all the bumps on the track, the way the car handles the bumps. I mean... yeah, it is excellent. And it just feels nice. Like, if I don't spend a lot of time, I don't have enough time, and I don't spend a lot of time playing games offline, but this seems like a pretty good platform. I'm consistent on my lap times. I'm certainly not improving them. 3 minutes of quality. It might be enough time to dive into the pits. Oh,
Got some light damage on the front.
may have hit the wall. Hopefully I can get out and do one more fly. I want to drop some fuel out and actually push for a quality lap here. Set up. Safe. Cancel. Let's go current setup. No, how do I arrow across? Don't worry about it. I need to use the mouse. I'm running out of time very rapidly. Fuel. Let's suck a bit of fuel out of it. I need to get out as quickly as I can. Should be able to get through a lap.
Oh,
Start another flyer.
my times are represented on the board by how I feel
Yeah.
about this car.
I must admit I'm struggling a lot more than I would like. I'd be happier in the Bentley here.
Well, my associate / not friend is in the Bentley.
Ah, yes. Which one is he on the board?
Murray.
Ah, yes. I'm going to have one more crack at a quali lap. On the bias. Hopefully I've got enough temperature in the tyres. Front right's still a little bit off. But this corner, oh, I actually locked up a little bit. I felt the pedal go flat, which is nice. TCS is on 5. Let's go down to 4. Okay, can I improve my lap time? 1 lap. Maximum effort. Not great through turn 1.
Obviously, Brent's come here with the hope of destroying Coz's time attack.
Yeah. Has he been playing this game?
Not much, I don't think.
No.
With the newborn.
Yes, I know it. Well, mine aren't newborn anymore.
You've been there.
I've been there. Damn it, I was briefly up on my time, but I cocked that corner up pretty monumentally. So I'm sitting 700ths below it.
Cozzer, if time attack's so boring, you should jump in a different car. Once you start getting used to the same car, then it just becomes boring. You gotta learn new cars and stuff, mate.
Cocked up my lap. I'm just not getting the turning point quite right. All right. I better check fuel, I suppose, since I knocked a heap out of it. Right, how many litres do you think I need?
It's raining.
It's raining. Did you say? Is that what you said?
Uh-huh.
Do I need 65 litres of fuel?
Dunno.
I've gone to wet tyres.
I'm gonna stay on 6.
Yeah, so am I actually. I should have enough fuel now. This is going to be interesting then. Oh wow, that wasn't very interesting. This is going to be very interesting. BMW dreams are over.
Staying number 5.
Murray has not bothered moving. I'll stay behind Sloth. He's my man. I'm on cold, slick tyres on a wet race. I have no idea what my windshield wiper button is.
Green line. Give it all you got.
Right, we're away. This is going to be absolute chaos.
Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
Jeez, I tell you what a windshield wiper button would be. turn the ABS up. Didn't mean to. That one. That one. There we go. Got him. Tapping it super gentle at the moment. Sloth is the first man to leave the track. Jeez, this windshield wiper is the biggest, chunkiest thing I've ever seen. It's even more chunky than I am. Right, brakes are up to temp, and that's about all I've got.
Yeah, same.
Oh, I nearly run wide. Right, what was the button to turn them on? Turn them back off again for a sec.
Well done, mate. This has been your muscle best.
Still taking it very easy. Definitely not enough water on the track for...
Yeah, happy I stayed on slicks.
Yep. Wets would have been a nightmare as Jacob is well off the track in the Porsche. It's only actually raining, I think, on pit straight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not on the back. I don't,
Ah, and it looks like Kozza went with the wet tyre option. That dynamic weather.
but how good though, like that it's only raining on that front straight.
That is really good. And there's almost a dry line on the track too,
Yep.
isn't there? Suddenly when you button the pace off a little bit, this McLaren feels excellent.
Maybe
As I come up behind your mate,
you were trying too hard, mate.
start thinking about an overtake.
I wonder if he went for wets as well, maybe.
Oh God, I can't overtake because I've got someone around the outside. Just going to stay to the inside here. Jacob back up the inside, which again is going to ruin my overtake. I'll tuck him behind him. He looks like he's in a bit of a rush, but he's got out wide. So I've managed to go 3 corners side by side with him.
Yeah, you can trust Brent when you're racing next to him, just don't trust him with your engine and your race car.
Yeah. He's defending pretty hard at the moment. I couldn't find a way through then.
I'd be pretty inclined to say he's probably on wet tyres.
Either way, I don't care what tyre he's on. I just care about getting past
Oh yeah, I
him.
know, but like that'll be why he's probably driving a bit slow.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, me
He's
neither.
holding a decent pace. Again, yep, Piasco, agreed, good racing. Oh, Murray's lagging a bit. Oh, I don't know what is going on. If I hit you, I apologise. You just lagged, disappeared, and came
Yeah,
back
nice.
spinning around.
Saw all that. It was definitely your fault.
Of course it is. That's alright, my stream saw. Right now I've got to try and stay in front of Jacob, who's particularly racy. He's got a much better drive out there. There's not much I can do about that. I have to give him line. No grip on the outside of the track. So momentarily had second. Ugberts and kids awake. Oh, it's Mojo. Hey, Mojo. You asking what you missed? And me going through all the patch notes. I was the school teacher at the start. It was awesome. No, she's alright though. Unfortunately, she's been pretty crook for the last week. Tell you what, the track's dry enough now. I'm going to go back to traction controller 4 because it just ate all of my drive out of that corner. There goes my phone. A little bit more non-alcoholic ginger beer. Oh, a little bit too fast. Oh, jeez. It was loose. Unfortunately for me, Jacob has just got the pace on me. Just trying to keep it smooth and on track at this point. What's going on, old man? I don't think I've said anything to you, have I? Welcome to everybody in the chat. Thank you for sticking around. Obviously I've seen that the arse has dropped out of the viewers, but I appreciate you guys sticking around. And all of those that have left a like as well. It is much appreciated.
Well done, mate. That's the best.
And I just really enjoy playing this game, so I do hope I can convince some of my subscribers to watch, or some more than obviously have done tonight. Because at this stage, Assetto Corsa Competizione is not going anywhere off my channel. I'm still just tippy-toeing around a little bit. Are you gaining on me, Ryan, or are you just sitting
Pretty
where
much
you are?
just sitting.
Yeah. Probably still just a little bit in the tippy-toe state of mind. I kept just making little mistakes. Oh, that's a big mistake, though. No, got away with it. Oh, I staffed that grass in the braking point. Looks like a pretty good sim. Speedy tyres, man. This is awesome. Massive update. If you once the stream's over, if you rewind and watch the first sort of 10 minutes of the stream, I do go through some of the massive change log, and I can tell you that the tyre physics are all new. The track grip and track surface is all new, and it feels bloody excellent. Looks like Jacob has actually gone to the lead now. He has. So I don't know what happened to first and second. Well, I'm third now. So second disappeared. And it is Pit Can. Now that is AP, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, Ryan, you and I have actually made a little bit of gap up on him. Only 3.8 seconds behind him now. And since you're staying about equidistant behind me, that means you're catching him a bit too. Oh, God, I stopped touching the grass on the brakes there. Supreme Potato Lord. Did you notice El Presidente's sign in the background? His poster. It's not an official one, but it will do until I get an official. Should start off the curb there. Supreme Spud. Lol. Spud Lord. TJ Potato 7 Spud 7. Okay. That's a good one. Fortunately, I'm no longer catching AP. So he just made a mistake, but I've gained a couple of seconds on you, Ryan. Do you have a little whoopsie?
Yeah. Nothing huge, but it was there.
No. The McLaren feels alright when you're not pushing too hard. I'm just sort of holding a gentle pace. And it's feeling alright. Oh, I missed the apex. Seven minutes to go of the race. I'm not dropping too far off the back of AP at the moment, but I'm not catching him.
Oh, absolutely minced that bit there.
Mojoato. Mojotato. What's, you know what's even harder than reading whilst you're racing, Ryan?
What's that?
Reading made up words.
Yep.
Whilst you're racing. Mojito. Ooh, mojito.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
That was my fastest lap, that one. So we've got some lap traffic coming up.
Oh no.
Kakia in 8th. What's happened, Ryan?
Just ran too wide. 2 wheels wide there.
Spudaniel. Why is everyone a Spud? Is this about PCs not being able to run this game? I'm guessing what what the conversation is about.
Maybe.
This is all your fault, Charlie. You and your potato spec PC. Well, what's happening? Someone explain to me. What have I missed? How is this my fault? Oh dear. Oh wow. Bit of lag there as I go past Kakia. Slightly frightening. But he does move out of the way nonetheless, so thank you. Good job.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got the big Brett man behind you. Oh, and he's right behind you too.
No,
No, he's behind me now.
I just let him past.
It's funny, last time I stayed with you, you didn't roll over that easy for me.
Well, that's because you probably didn't catch me that fast.
I was pretty fast that night.
No one likes it when you come first, mate.
Oh, I do.
Brent's ping's also a bit skew-if, so I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to let him go.
He lagged balls in front of me, disappeared, and the next thing I know, he's spinning, so I have no idea if I hit him or if the guy behind me hit him. I don't know what happened. Either way, get good internet.
For how much he's on it, I wouldn't think that he'd be too worried about it.
Well, apparently he is. Right, 3 minutes to go of the race. I suspect we've got about 2 laps to go. And it's been wonderful. I'm getting a hang of this McLaren now, Ryan. Getting a feel for it, and I'm warming to it. Hi RCDC, what's going on, mate? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. As I've said before, I know that this isn't Gran Turismo, but I appreciate you guys stopping in for a look. It is worth a look.
Oh, no wonder I had so much oversteer going through there. I was in third gear, not second. That'll get you. That'll get you every time.
Every time.
Do you know what I like though? The fact that you've got to look after your brakes and throttle and stuff. Like you can't just 100% throttle, 100% brake, 100% throttle, 100% brake.
No, it's more like iRacing.
Yeah.
You've got to modulate the throttle, modulate the brakes.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
That was my personal best time. Well, made a meal of turn 1 though. Hey, my safety rating's up to 53. That's all right. I think I started the night on 30. What's RC and CP?
Racecraft and PC, do you mean?
It's RC and CP at the top. CP's on 0, RC's on 5. PC's under safety rating of 30, which I just don't know what that means either.
PC is pace.
Okay. So my pace isn't great then. Oh, someone's off spinning in the distance. Lecco there. Having a tough go of it in this race. I'm actually... I don't know if Pitcairn
You can.
AP has made another
I was going
race.
to say you can just
I made another mistake.
call him AP.
Well, I kind of have to process it in my brain while driving. It's easy to read it straight off the leaderboard. But I've got him back down to 4.8. So I'm not sure if he made a mistake or boulder wide in turn 1. Very sideways. That's given up. Well, there you go. That's back out to 6.3 now. So I did momentarily catch him. Actually, it looks like is Brett a lap down? He must have started on wets, I reckon.
I'm guessing.
Because you're actually still four. Oh, there is old Kakir right there, facing an awkward position. Who's that? Oh, that is AP. He's made a dog's breakfast of that, and I am suddenly right behind him. This is the last lap, though. So I've caught him, but it's not going to be enough to go past him. Just 0.8 of a second behind him. We'll have to settle for third. 7 tenths behind second.
B3, you're on the podium. Excellent job, mate. Well managed all the way through.
Racecraft goes up to 6. Safety rating to 53. Turn traction control to 0 and do some mad skids for the boys. Didn't go that well.
Damage at the rear of the car.
I need a clutch. You got lucky, AP. I nearly nabbed you. Right. What's the time? I've probably got time for one more, don't I?
Yeah.
Let's go change cars again, away from that McLaren. I came to terms with it in the end, but I don't know if I loved it. I'm going to go the Ferrari. I don't think I've touched the Ferrari. Now, which team? HB T2 961 course. SMP AF course. Oh, AF course is green. So is Rinaldi. Oh, wow. TP12 Kessel is Singer. The Thai beer. Not a bad drop, actually.
That's from Biren Bhakti, who's one of the drivers. The pro car in the Ferraris would be SMP Racing. Or
The pros.
yeah, that'll be the main.
Is there a difference in stats, do you reckon? Or
As in for the car? No, the car.
yeah, for the team.
The car should be exactly the same
Yeah.
because of BLB.
Yes. So yeah, I think the next bit of content I put up for Assetto Corsa Competizione will probably be offline. What do you reckon? Do we go to Spa? Spa, Mazzano. We did Mazzano last stream though, didn't we, last week?
No idea.
We did Silverstone. You weren't part of that,
Nope.
were you? So the way I say it, it's Nürburgring or Spa. What you call?
Yes.
Spa. Spa it is. In the Ferrari. And this looks like it might be rain as well. Such a clean race and mess it up 3 corners from the end. Yeah, good job. Love me some Brands. It's a great track. Good race. Shame I had to switch tyres, yeah. Closed 45 seconds on Ryan, but still finished 25 seconds behind. Right, we will have another crack. Again, thanks guys for sticking around.
Jeez, Corey, change your car, mate.
Let's just get out there and do some practice, eh? I think I went the safe preset, yeah. See what this sounds like.
That's the Lawrence Van Thor voice.
What is? Over the PA. You got on the big Mercedes,
Give her a
mate?
crack. It's not quite as violent as a pit lane as iRacing.
Not quite. You're in the big Stracker Racing. So we'll try the Ferrari at Spa. Great track. Can we get me tamping the tyres in the pits? I don't think I can. I don't think anything's changing somehow.
Low tire pressure. Stay away from curbs.
She sounds pretty angry, the Ferrari. She's got a bark to it.
Oh, the AMG sounds good.
Is that?
And after doing 24-hour race, I've just deuced the first one.
Wow.
Not nearly as bad as what you did.
Got some light damage.
Well, that was... As soon as I hit the curb, that went around.
The low tyre pressures, mate.
It's the first time I've actually had an issue with the curb. Now I've got to go through all that pit lane again. Of course, massive curb update. If you missed the start of the stream where I went through all the patch notes, or the primary ones, huge changes to how the cars handle the curbs. And that is the first problem I've actually had with the curb so far. So let's try again. So far, this pit lane has soaked up nearly 4 minutes of qualifying. And I haven't actually done one practice lap yet, so this should go well.
Oh,
We're just going through our rouge.
box you want.
Bonks you want. Changes for the better or worse, Mojo, so far so much better. It is legitimately worth, once this stream is a VOD, it is definitely worth going back and watching what I say in the first sort of 10 minutes when I go through the major patch note changes. The curbs do feel bad. I don't know what happened that previous time. I've already run over a couple of curbs and they feel fine.
Cold tyres, mate.
So that, yeah. Well, I've still got the same cold tyres, but... Yeah, no, it feels excellent. Mojo, they've changed massive, massive changes to the tyre model, as well as the actual track grip, the surface changes. How flat can you go through Eau Rouge?
Massive lift, have to brake.
Yeah, okay.
But that was me.
Feels very comparable to iRacing, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that luge that I just did at Blanchemont is the exact same one that I did many times on iRacing.
Yep. Just need to get rid of this.
And
off
thankfully, not once in the
the
race.
screen. We should be relatively proficient here, having just completed a 24-hour race.
Should be, but the gears seem to be different. I mean, for the Ferrari, the AMG anyway. So, like, I'm in different gears to what I normally was.
Well, we mess with the gearing
Oh,
as
yeah,
well
that's true,
in
yeah.
iRacing, don't forget. This is just running, you're just running a
Yeah,
safe
that's what
preset,
its
I
standard
presume.
is. So that kind of throws you off a bit. Because you're like, oh,
That actually, yeah.
usually you would be like, oh, I need to be in this gear or need to pull a gear here. And you're like, oh, hang on. And then you're like changing gears at different times and it really just throws you off.
Well, the Ferrari felt really good. I took it pretty cautiously through Eau Rouge. You're right about the gearing though. You've actually got to be in a lower gear than your brain tells you should be. Rather than being in third gear, you've actually got to be in second. But it feels pretty, this Ferrari anyway, feels pretty glued to the track. And look at me riding those curbs like I just don't care. With no ill effect on the car. Oh, that's hard on the throttle, and I turn the TCS down. Download? You download it? Question mark? You're going to download it? Invalidated lap time through Blanchimont.
That'll suck.
It's okay, I got time from... Oh! Too much throttle there. So that's going to ruin this lap. Just try and do what I can, I guess. Next lap is invalidated. Fantastic. I really am going to struggle to do a quality time.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. There's 5 of us.
Ah, really? That's a shame. That's a shame.
A couple of the tag-alongs didn't and got a bit scared of Spa.
Bit scared of what? Of Spa. Yeah, she's just a slight lift in 5th through Eau Rouge.
Yeah, much better through the second time.
Oh, you can't watch YouTube at work, so you download it and actually play it on your phone or something, do you? I obviously can't really watch YouTube at work either, but I just tend to listen to YouTube on my phone, peering over at the screen if need be, because I've always got headphones in at work. You're rubbish at Spa? Man, I love Spa. Love it. One of my favourite tracks in the world.
Well, I just did my first time, and it was 10 seconds slower than my average time on iRacing.
What was your average time?
I was in the 17s and 18s. I just did a 27.
All right. I haven't actually completed a lap time yet. I wonder why it's so much slower.
Yeah, it's that's bizarre. 10 seconds is a big gap.
And it doesn't feel that different, does
No.
it? Like, the car's pretty well planted to the ground. Well, it's not quite flat through Blanchimont, is
No.
it?
But
You're
it
gonna have to
wasn't
lift.
on iRacing either until late in the race.
Okay, here we go. Theoretically, this lap time will count. So this is my quality lap now. Can I actually set one? Sort it out, Ryan. That's what AP said.
I don't see you in the lobby, mate.
Yeah, where is AP in the lobby?
Chickened out of Spa.
Get in here. Get in here. one of the greatest racetracks in the world. He takes all his Brands Hatch glory and then
buggers
just...
off, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not practiced there. I can't race that.
I don't know where...
I'll look bad.
I might not win, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I know for a fact that my time wasn't fast. Like, there was plenty of time I could have made up in that. But even Corey's on a 2:24.
Which is a lot slower.
Yeah.
I wonder what the difference is there.
Yeah. Because
the iRacing times are typically pretty indicative of real life times too. Oh no, I invalidated my lap time reading the comments.
Good
Damn it, AP, that's your fault.
it is. Just because he's a chicken.
Ah, he is. Soft as boiled cabbage, I heard.
I mean, he says he's only done like 2 laps. Well, I've just done 2 laps.
Yeah, I've done 3. And invalidated all of them. Backseat racer. Doing some pirating with some M8s. Some mates. Do your mates know that you chickened out of this race?
Yeah, make sure you let him know.
Tell them, won't ya?
That's confusing. Someone just drove out of the pits just before, and there it had Charles above their name, and they're driving a McLaren. I'm like, are you back in the McLaren, mate? But then I was like,
It's a negative Ghost Rider.
there's somebody else in this lobby called Charles. Well, M
Charles. So Charles is their second name.
So TJ says to put the same car settings on. To be fair, I don't know, like, it's not a setup thing.
Cock that up too. Damn it. This will be my last roll at the qualifying dice.
It's good to hear John Watson on the PA in pit lane.
Well, they should have access to all the official,
Yeah.
being the official Blancpain game.
Well, that's what it is. I think what they've done is they've actually just taken recordings from the actual event.
The actual. Yep. Which is not a bad way
That's
to do
pretty
it.
smart. Because like when they were talking to Ventor before, they were talking about qualifying and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, how do you feel about your qualifying position?" Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, it's Spa. It's a long race. It doesn't matter." So, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, if they've got to put some background music there, it's not a stupid idea to make it official Blancpain.
No. Okay, it was a bit of a soft lap. I took it pretty gingerly.
Respects to Mr. Redbeard.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Redbeard if he's around.
Haven't seen him in ages.
Popped her on second with a 24.5. Pretty conservative lap, so I might be in with a shot here against Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn. Oh, it's raining again.
God damn.
God damn it. Well, I'm not going to make the.
Can we just have a dry
I'm not going
race?
to make the mistake of. How do you know when your car's on?
Down the bottom right hand corner, there's some white bar in your tacho, and if you push the throttle, nothing happens. But there is some white in that tacho. You will just let everyone copyright strike by Blancpain for their official music usage.
Lol.
Haven't had any issues with that yet, which is nice. Because remember when Gran Turismo first launched?
Yeah.
If we touched the music there, man, it was bad news.
I mean,
So how you guys going seeing the steering wheel, by the way? Are you happy? Let me know in the comments. Are you a bit happier? Oh, she's go time.
What is going on here? What is going on here?
Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
My car was like fully turning the wrong direction.
Oh yeah. That's probably how you left your steering wheel. Okay, she's nearly race time.
Green light.
There we go. I've got the better launcher though. I'm going to just back off and let him take Eau Rouge so we both don't die. I have to take it pretty gentle in the wet. Tell you what, this windshield wiper is a bit less invasive than the McLaren. That thing was like a baby's arm wiping the windshield. It was unbelievable. Nice and gentle in slippery, tricky conditions. Cold, slick tyres.
Whoa! Someone's just come out of the side of the track there. Lacombe is apparently negotiable.
Les Combs. I think this might be the first time I've done Spa in this game, and I like it. I am all over Marilyn Manson here like a fat kid on a cupcake. Oh, that was a bit keen on the throttle. Okay, here we go. Now look at that big BMW just stretch its legs. My Ferrari is hapless against the roaring German. We both got a little bit of oversteer there on the outer curb. Not too bad. Just a bit.
Oh. I was just sitting on the side of the track because it's a good spot to hear the BMW decelerate. Waiting for Brent to catch up. You know, nothing to do with...
No.
I just wanted...
You're just waiting for a mate?
And listening to that thing, just dropping down the gears, the back... Oh, it's so good.
That Beamer has got some grunt. I am punting the Ferrari as quick as I can and only just trying to sink the claws in. Just keeping within that second at the moment. 0.7 behind him. You guys can't see the gaps very well because my buff head's in the way of the actual leaderboard. I only just realised that right now. Wide into there. Oh, that outer curve is slippery. Had to get right out of the throttle then. Oh, I shouldn't be using the curbs in these conditions. I think I can probably turn the windshield wipers off though. I say as I literally ignore my own advice about the curbs and drive straight over them. I'm just enjoying being able to use them on this game. There we go, windshield wipers off. That rain has stopped. It looks like a similar scenario to last race. he's a bit wide through there, through Blanchimont. I think the Ferrari might be just a little bit better. Under brakes in the Beamer. But man, when that thing stretches its legs... Oops. Trying to do stuff on the stream and I've just slammed into the wall for no reason. Let's see what sort of damage I've got after that. I reckon aero is going to be affected. I just need to try and change something. Yep, I feel like my top speed is definitely down even on what it was last lap. I have unfortunately damaged my car. Just casually fixing stuff on the stream. Stream of life though. Have to try and make up for it in the corners. Do my best not to punt him. Fighting a bit of oversteer. What is the next event compared to the next update? I don't know what you mean. So yeah, there's no doubt about it. I have lost some serious top end speed. So I need to go faster through the corners so I can get that suck job down the straights to have any hope of passing. No punterino, Chonko. I'll try not to.
Just going backwards into the wall.
Oh, yeah, good. It's going well for you then.
Oh yeah, I've not managed to get through Blanchimont once yet. But, on the positives, at least we're doing it here and not in a 24-hour race.
Correct. I actually dropped to over a second that gap by the end of... what's the straight called, Ron? After...
Camel straight.
Yeah, the camel. And I've got to try and catch him back up through the turns. Just the Ferrari is absolutely lovely. It's back down to half a second. You're in the pits, Ryan.
Yep. Well, once you've gone into Blanchimont and crashed a couple of times, you need it.
Need repairs.
Well, I mean, it's kind of... My position's irrelevant anyway, so... I figured I may as well check out this
pit stop scenario. Down to point 3. This is where the Ferrari comes into its own. Oh, I've nearly dropped it there. Took too much cab on the inside. Right at the point I don't want to, which is coming into the fast stuff. I'm already back to point 9 and I haven't even got to Blanchimont yet, so not great. Out to 1.3. I'm going to have to try and...
Oh, that's cool.
What's that?
But you got to shut the engine off when you do a pit stop.
Yeah.
And it locks the control, so you can't do anything, obviously. But you got to start the engine when it drops you, and you put your foot on the accelerator and get a whole heap of wheel spin as you leave the pit box. It's great.
Nice. I've just completely cocked up turn 1. Just pushing too hard. I'm 1.8 seconds behind him. We haven't got to Kemmel yet. Not great. Half a race to go. Can I do anything about this now? I've let him get away.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
That's a true smart man. How to check the full game out and take a pit stop. It's true. I'm a bit hot into there.
Unlike iRacing, though, there is actually sound effects for the pits and everything.
Oh, is there?
You should go and do one, mate.
Well, not just at the moment. I'm trying to claw back the gap from the mistake I made. I let him get 2.3 seconds ahead, but...
Yeah, but if you do one, then you'd be
Still
like, oh, well,
two.
I would have beaten you, but I had to do that pit stop just to...
I'll tell you what, if he pits, I'll pit.
Go on, Cos. He's probably not even listening.
Take one for the team. Oh. I think I'm pushing too hard now to try and catch. Disappointed at my stupid mistake last lap. It's probably cost me a crack at the win. Well wide there. Tyre guns and everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
And the car
nice.
lifts and rocks them side to side, and it's good.
Who's going to be running on fumes? Me? Cocked up turn 1 again. I've got 13... I got heaps of fuel. I should be fine. But unfortunately, I've given up any hope I had of... Oh, there's a bowl of big wide through Eau Rouge. Well, not Eau Rouge, actually, because Eau Rouge is at the bottom, isn't it?
You're talking about Radion.
I am.
Tell you what, after
I'm gonna
doing
have to-
over 200 laps just recently, I've never felt so unprepared to do a race to you.
See, I actually feel alright. And this Ferrari's not too bad. It's a little bit down on power, and it didn't help when I just ran into the wall for no reason. But I think I'm going to have to reside the fact that I'm going to come second and not first. I think I'm pushing too hard and back out to 2.3 seconds. You can't accuse me of not trying anyway.
Yeah, you can.
.5 seconds. That was a good sector. What have I got? 6 minutes to go. Just don't think I can do enough. I actually got him down to 0.8 then.
Well done, mate. This has been your Corsa
Who knows? Who knows? Maximum effort. That's better. That's 0.8 coming out of turn 1. He will, of course, pull away now, but it's closer than I was. Oh, that's cutting it pretty fine on up through the same area. That is better. That is 1 second now. A little bit wide into there. Oh, boulder wide. Through poo on. Again, 0.8 across the line. So nothing made. I'm running out of time too. 3 minutes of the race remaining. Got the sweat going on. Definitely got the effort juice coming out. One second behind him. I don't know how close I got to get to achieve some slipstream. Turtle head, yeah, a little one, just a little one. Ah, got that wrong, got poo on wrong again. Lost a couple of tenths. But I've got everything going on at the moment. Got concentration, I've got the effort juice. Underneath this hat, my forehead is moister than an oyster. But I just fear that I don't have enough. I need him to make a little mistake.
It'd be nice to be able to watch.
You can't spectate? I am live streaming it, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, but I was hoping, I was wanting to see what the light, like a replay would look like.
This is confirmed as the last lap. I'm 1.4 seconds down I need him to make a mistake, otherwise, unfortunately. I did do a 23.7 that last lap, which is not a bad little time, actually. Especially at this stage of the race.
Still about 6 seconds slower than you were going around.
Oh, yeah. Which I don't understand that at all.
I don't get it either. I mean, we could mess around with setups and stuff, but you're not going to find 6 seconds in a setup.
No. No, shit, no.
You know, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but you're not going to find 6 seconds.
Especially because I'm driving this car pretty hard. Like, if there's that much time to be made up in a setting, normally, you've got to just baby the car around, and that's why you're losing so much time, because you just can't push it hard. But I'm able to push this relatively hard.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I'm having a couple of errors here and there. Just listening to that BMW come up to the source is so good. But yeah,
0.7 of a second, come on. Make a mistake.
I'm pushing pretty hard, and through Longchamp on the last 2 laps I did actually manage to get them right. And it was just the tiniest of lifts, almost exactly how I was doing it on iRacing. Just the tiniest of lifts and straight back on the throttle and curl it around, and she was fine. And then through Rouge, it was pretty much the same. Like just the tiniest of little lifts.
0.3. Yeah.
And that was So I just there's not seconds to be found, I don't think.
I didn't quite get Blanchimont right.
I'm watching you come out of Stavelo on the stream, and I can hear you guys coming up the main straight now.
0.3 of a second. So I pushed him right to the bitter end.
That's good.
Whew. What a good race. Congratulations, mate. You held out beautifully. I was working for that. Might have to go for a poo on soon. Just about. Your fuel light was on. I got heaps of fuel. I've got 9 laps worth of fuel left. Imagine if I had the right amount of fuel in Corsa. I'd have had you. That's why I was getting flogged like a rented mule down the straights. Good grief. But I was pushing for that. That was awesome. That was fun. That whole night of streaming was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. That was awesome. Remember to leave a like, give a thumbs up for a couple of races well run. But I had a great time, and I am very impressed with this update, Ryan. I've got to say, straight up, the cars feel great, the tyre model feels great, the curves are fixed now, the track surface, the way the tyres handle, excellent, brilliant. Greetings from Scotland. Hello, Tuga.
What we might have to do is get some side-by-side, do a iRacing versus Assetto Corsa to find out, even if you don't stream it or show it or anything, just for you and me, so that we know where the differences are.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing a little comparison between iRacing and this, and Spa would be the perfect track. We both know it. We can pick the same car, same track conditions, get out and do some hot laps, and record them, put them side by side, and see where iRacing's making up. You know, that was a 124. What was I doing? 17s and shit in the race.
224. You did a 23.7.
A 224.
But yeah, we both dipped into the 17s in the race.
Yeah, so a lot faster.
And we would have been pushing a lot harder here because there's nowhere near as much riding on it.
That's it. Fun racing tonight, AP. Absolutely, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you for you and Cozzo, the local area gaming Australia guys, for having the servers ready and set up. AP enjoyed Brands.
I wonder why, mate.
Nah, don't talk. Should have been in Spa. The update is A++. It absolutely is mint. Love it. Excellent job. That was tough, Cozzo. Yeah, that was tough. I actually had a bit of effort juice going on. Don't worry about that. You would like to see that. I think we'll do that. I think I'm going to have a bit of a crack at iRacing versus Assetto Corsa Competizione per lap. In terms of how the cars feel, it's not going to be, I prefer the feel of this, because that is effing awesome. And iRacing feels great as well. But
and that's the biggest thing that frustrates me with so many
almost better
people that just get so up in arms about, oh, this game is better and this game. So many different games have so many different better aspects.
Yep.
It's really quite difficult to compare them.
Yeah, I agree. It's just what you like driving, and I really enjoyed driving that. That was awesome. That felt amazing. All 3 races felt really good. The cars feel good. The tyres feel good. The tracks feel good. Good update, Kurnos. Now, I haven't tested out the AI, obviously the single player, which I will do at some point. And I'm going to continue to test this because it feels wonderful. You'll do Spa for me next time. Yeah, now that you can go away and spend 2 months practicing.
Yeah, you'll go and spend the week practicing now.
Yeah, of course you will. Of course you will.
No, that's good.
Yeah, exactly. TJ's on it. You mean you'll practice first? Exactly. But no, that was awesome. I had a really great time. So look, I know it's always a lower viewed stream when it's non-Gran Turismo stuff in general, but Assetto Corsa. But big shout out to you guys in the chat and anyone that came by and stuck by. Let me go full chunky boy on you again. Here we go. Ready for the full chunky boy? There we go. But yes, big thank you to everybody who did join throughout the stream, watching along. I know not everyone watching is chatting, obviously, but the people chatting, people in the stream, it was awesome to have you along. I had a really great time. I'm really hoping we can build some solid fan base up. People who enjoy watching Assetto Corsa, because I don't want it to go anywhere. I want to explore this game even more. Do some videos on it and do some more live streams. And obviously, Ryan, now that you've got your new PC up and running, you're going to be pretty keen as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, to show how long it's been since I've done some racing, the top of my brake foot is hurting at the moment from the applied pressure.
Top of your brake foot? Good grief. I do feel sorry for you. Yeah. You poor little thing. You and AP are right there on par. But yeah, look, that is going to be at the end of the stream. Massive thank you, obviously, to all the channel members. I know a lot of you guys are the guys in the chat, so I appreciate that. But everyone that popped by, if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. We've got GT Sport content, iRacing, Assetto Corsa Competizione, and there may even be some Dirt Rally 2 coming up, which is going to be a laugh because I am hopeless at rally. Love it, absolutely love rally, but not great at it. So that should be a bit of fun and entertainment. I really need to get my gear selector set up. I'm actually going to do this play seat review type video as well, because I also need to then modify a custom homemade dodgy modify it so I can get my gear shifter back on, because in Dirt Rally I put a bunch of rubber bands on it so it returned back to the middle and I use that as my handbrake, so I'd pull it back to fourth and that would be my handbrake. So I will miss that, I'd imagine. And having a button handbrake that sucks balls. I don't know what you think, Ryan, but for me it sucks balls.
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. I've got a fancy old handbrake.
Yeah, you do have a fancy handbrake, actually. We need to get some more pictures of your setup. I'll share them on the stream next time. Thanks for the stream. No worries, Mojo. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Next time, absolutely. I'm going to do some content, hopefully over the weekend. I might be a little bit on La Sauce, if you can see what I did there over the weekend. So I don't know how I feel. Going to get dirty, Charlie. I think I will, Mojo. I think you're dead right. But yeah, that's about it, Ryan. Thanks for joining, mate. Thanks for the chats, and I'm glad you're on the game now. I'm glad you're part of the fun.
Yeah.
Must have sucked sitting there watching me stream it whilst you couldn't even really play it properly.
Oh, look, I mean, last week I wasn't too upset considering as you started streaming, I'd literally just got home with my new computer, so I wasn't worried about what you were doing, mate.
No, I would imagine so.
But, yes.
Yeah. All right, well, on that note, until next time, thank you again all very much for watching. Make sure you thank these awesome people that are going to be over this side, that side. One of the sides of the screen they're going to be on. Make sure you give them some love. Thank you all very much for joining me. I can't wait to talk to you all next time, but for now, it is goodbye.